We're jumping right into this little story time video. You guys know how this works. We talk about a story in the video. Background gameplay is going on. A few people have suggested I play while trying to tell the story, but I have promptly informed them that if I were to do that, these videos would be double, if not triple the length, because I get distracted very easily, and so we're not doing that. But yeah, the title is not a lie. This is a story about my first ever Tinder date, and it's a very interesting one, I would say. Probably a combination of funny, sad, happy, awkward, embarrassing, all of the emotions you would expect in a video talking about your first ever Tinder date. So jumping right into it, this did happen when I was single, obviously, back in 2017, and I downloaded Tinder because I know people who have used Tinder before or are currently using it still, or still at the time, obviously. It's pretty late into 2018 nowadays, but they were using it, so I figured, you know what, let's download it and just see what's going on. I mean, obviously, you're not obligated to do anything when you have the app, and nothing's even gonna happen unless someone swipes right, I think it is, on you. I haven't used it for a bit now, but I think it's right if you like them and left if you don't like them. I could be mistaken. I apologize. I'm sure some may know. I don't know, man. I was swiping, you know, doing my left, doing my right, left, right, left, right, 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 left, left, and it was like literally like a PlayStation code from back in the day. And eventually, I come across this girl who I thought was very cute, so I swiped whichever way it is to where you like the girl, and she was Colombian. And that is something to keep in mind for the future of this story as well. So the following day, or I think a few days actually passed. I didn't open the app very much. Open up the app. She'd apparently liked me back, so we slid in the DMs. You know, we exchanged pleasantries. You know, I threw some jokes here and there. You guys know what I do. I'm very sarcastic, and that extends to my real life as well. That's just how I am generally. It's my personality. It's, some people don't understand it, and they think I'm being very mean, or they think I'm being like a, you know what, let's stick with the word mean. I don't want to say any other words. So, a very sarcastic person, so I threw some jokes that way. I mean, it seemed to work out well, I don't know, but obviously she lives in the area. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of the point of using Tinder, is to find people in your area. If you didn't know, now you know. So, after like maybe a week or two of talking on just Tinder, we decided, hey, let's meet up. And a good general place to meet, because Tinder can be really weird sometimes with you guys, I'm sure you've heard stories, and yeah, believe me, I wasn't trying to get catfished or like killed. So we met at a beach. In fact, Siesta Key Beach, which if you live in Florida, you know is a very nice beach and a very packed beach, believe me. Snowbirds were around, people were just, you know, throwing themselves at the beach, because that's what people do in Florida when it becomes in like the fourth quarter of the year. So I met up there, and then I got to the beach first, right? And then I see her walking towards me, and you know, I haven't obviously seen this girl in real life before, so I wasn't exactly sure if that was in fact her. You know, like the height difference from just knowing their height and then actually seeing their height in real life, it's kind of crazy sometimes. I mean, like, I'm basically 6 foot, and then if like someone tells me, yeah, they're like 5'7", I'm like, okay, and then I see it in life, I'm like, okay, you're actually pretty short. Like, it's this weird, you're shorter than I thought, even though I knew your height. That's besides the point. So, I see her walking, she waves, so obviously I know it's her. At this point, we've exchanged Snapchats as well, because of how little I actually use Tinder. And we finally, you know, speak to each other, and she has a very nice accent. Again, I told you guys she's Colombian, but that's the thing, is that she's Colombian, and she had lived in America for a year, which means she did not know a ton of English, and it became weird at that point. And when I say weird, I mean a little bit awkward, because there were certain points where she had to pull out her phone and just to Google Translate what she wanted to say, and that's obviously no fault of her own. I probably should have asked, are you fluent in English? But I didn't think that was, I mean, she typed fine in English, so I mean, Google Translate, I guess. So either way, it became really awkward. I feel like we're talking about it. You guys might be getting some secondhand awkwardness right here, or embarrassment, whatever it may be. But it was pretty interesting, and you know, I didn't just leave. That'd be a bit rude. She was still a very nice girl, and still very cute, obviously, so we just kept talking. She occasionally had to pull out her phone to get some Google Translate going on, so I knew what she was trying to say. And after about probably 15 minutes of us sitting on the beach conversing, it began to just pour down rain. And in Florida, you don't know if it's going to pour down for like 7 minutes and then stop completely, or if it's going to pour down for like the next 25 days. So as soon as I felt the rain, I was like, is it going to start raining? And then it started just pouring down. So we just, you know, rushed our way to like shelter where there was a roof. And then at that point, it was like, all right, we can't necessarily understand each other super well. There's definitely a bit of a language barrier here happening. So, since it's raining at the beach, nothing else really to do, we should probably part our ways. And it's pretty much what happened. I think she had to work very shortly after we were meeting anyways, so kind of worked out in a way to where it wasn't like an awkward, like leaving like, hey, language barrier, I'll see you later. It wasn't like that. It wasn't awkward. I mean, again, she was a very nice girl. We got along, obviously, but the language barrier there was just crazy. And the Google Translate, it was just like, it became awkward because when she was like Google translating what she wanted to say, I couldn't just keep talking. Because then, I mean, maybe I could have, I don't know. If I was in that situation, I wouldn't want the other person to talk anymore because I would forget what I'm trying to Google. So there was then like an awkward silence as the Google Translate happened. And that's really the date, honestly. I mean, again, a bit embarrassing, a bit awkward, but funny, but not funny. And it was unfortunate. So that was my first Tinder date. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. It was a very short story, I know, but not all of these storytime videos are going to be 10 minutes to like 25 minutes long. And I think it's a nice breath of fresh air to have a bit of a shorter story time and not create a movie out of this and just tell you guys what happened, explain it in the best detail I can, and then have you experience secondhand embarrassment for me. So make sure you guys comment down any awkward date experiences you have had in the past. Feel free to leave them in the comment section. I would love to read them. That's probably my favorite part about this little series we're doing is the fact that you guys can share your experiences in the comments related to my experiences that I'm talking about. So it's a nice way to really share in the awkward embarrassment as a family, you know what I mean? So make sure you guys do that. But without further ado, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, and of course share this video around. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the story times. I'm really liking talking I really enjoy making them, so I hope you guys enjoy watching them as well. But guys, that is going to do it, so I will talk to you all later. Have a nice day, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out.